Good afternoon, fans, and welcome to the LB Gym. I'm Bill Gibson. You're watching coverage of ACAA women's volleyball here to start the day. Men come up a little bit later. The host St. Thomas Tommies and the visiting Crandall Chargers. Tommies come into this one in second place in the conference. Slip into the national rankings this week at number 15. Second to Mount A and St. Thomas. Outstanding battle, match of the season here at the LB Gym last Sunday. Mount A just edge out STU 3-2 in that one. Crandall comes in 6-9. They find themselves two wins out of sixth place with 5 matches remaining. Big battle here for Crandall. Spoke to their coach prior to this one, and Zach Coldwell said, we probably need to win 4 of our last 5 in order to get ourselves into a possible playoff position. They trail both Mount St. Vincent and the Dow Rams, who are both at 8-7. Remaining schedule, though, for Crandall: 2 here at St. Thomas, 2 versus Mount Allison, and 1 versus St. Anne. So the top 2 teams and 2 nationally ranked teams are 4 of your 5 remaining games, and you're looking to win 4 of 5 if you're Crandall. It is Alumni Day and Seniors Day here at LB Gym, despite the fact that STU has another home game here in the regular season tomorrow. First senior being recognized, number 17, Emma Harris. Beautiful bouquet of flowers and photo montage of Emma. These are the times where I wish we had a live mic feed in from the crowd. I do not have a copy of what's being read out for Emma, and the acoustics in this facility just don't allow me to even try to repeat it. Pretty great, though, to see the seniors recognized. Always gets a little emotional when you realize you might be seeing some of these players in action in a STU jersey for the last few times. Of course, we're lucky enough this season to host ACAAs right here in the LB Gym. So get an extra opportunity to see Emma Harris and Kathleen Boyle. Both are 4th year of eligibility. So that does leave the possibility open of using the 5th year of eligibility and returning. Of course, a whole bunch of life decisions outside of volleyball go into that choice. An absolute blast to call 4 years of Kathleen Boyle go down as one of the top players in St. Thomas volleyball history. Athlete of the year last year, I believe player of the year in the conference as well, all Canadian for Boyle. And over the 1,000-point mark earlier this season, sitting right now at 263 points. And well on the way to another possible 300-point season for Boyle. And Boyle, of course, will undoubtedly get consideration for MVP. Plays both sides of the ball. Or Player of the Year. I forget what the award is called. Those out there know what I'm referring to, and will once again be in consideration, I would think, for St. Thomas Female Athlete of the Year. That's not an easy battle either. Outstanding set of athletes here at St. Thomas. Look at what Katie Sweeney's done in goal for the women's hockey team. That was outstanding. Look at some of the, or that is outstanding, still continues to be. Now Havo Canada will be back just after the anthem. We will pick up the starters as they are introduced. First, it will be for the Crandall Chargers. Number 5 is Callie Woodworth, third-year outside hitter out of Moncton, New Brunswick. Number 6, Charlie Benoit, fourth-year outside hitter out of Saumarez, New Brunswick. 185 kills for Benoit. 7 is the captain, Jolie Alain. Alain, fifth-year player out of Miramichi. Number 8, Emma Visser, third-year outside hitter out of Orwell Cove, Prince Edward Island. 12 is Haley Legacy, fourth-year middle out of Dieppe, New Brunswick. 13, Brianna Tingley, a fourth-year middle out of New Dominion, Prince Edward Island. In the Libero jersey, number 2, Amy LeBlanc. LeBlanc out of Scotland Island, Australia. Fifth-year player is LeBlanc. Joined this season by sister Anna, first-year outside hitter. Not among those startings. Starters for the Tommies. Number 7, Kathleen Boyle, fourth-year outside hitter out of Fredericton. 219 kills and 263.5 points on the season for Boyle. Eight is Callie Nadeau. Nadeau, a first-year outside hitter from Quispamsis. 10 is Ava Slip, second-year middle, 5'11" out of Fredericton. 12 is Morgan Coy. Coy, a first-year outside from Fredericton. 12 is Ella Esty. Esty, first-year setter, who can switch to the outside as well out of Fredericton. 17 is Emma Harris, the other fourth-year senior who was recognized earlier. And the Liberos, number 3, Brooke Thompson. And number 15, Abby McFadden. Teams will shake hands here, and we'll get set for first service. And doing ball duty on the far side today, it's a couple of Tommy basketballers. They are off this weekend. In fact, there's a few more basketballers lingering on the far sideline. It is Kathleen Quinlan and Claudia Steves, a couple of players from the Rock, members of the Tommy's women's basketball team. They are first place nationally ranked. All 5 Tommy teams to the four-court sports women's volleyball, women's basketball, and ice hockey. All 5 national rankings this week. It'll be Ella Esty, who will start with service. Esty with a little net serve to start out. That'll go as a service error for the Tommies. First point of the match for Crandall. Jolie Alain. And there's Ava Slip from the middle. Punched over by Benoit. Thompson for Nadeau. Nadeau picks the back corner, 1-1. To take a look and see who's going to be doing the setting for Crandall. Position-wise, we have middles and outsides. Someone has to set it. Looks like it might be Woodworth in the setting position. At least if my notes are correct on positions. I'll have to check that at some point. I do believe Woodworth has been a setting for Crandall. Probably just my notes that are off. 2-1 Tommy's serve is in. And we have a double hit called on Woodworth. 3-1 Stu. Here's Nadeau. Nadeau, outstanding server. 39 service aces coming in today, leads the Tommies. Nadeau looking for another one there. Is not going to get the ace. There is Benoit blocked. Up for Benoit again. That one drifted to the net. That's going to be too many hits. Tommies jumping out front early to the 4-1 lead. Nadeau again. Big serve for Nadeau, played up by Visser. Woodworth for Benoit. Cross court too long, off the fist of Benoit. (5-1) Nadeau again. Good strong serve. That one drifts long from Nadeau. Here's Brianna Tingley. Tingley 6 service aces on the season coming in today. Serves for Crandall, up by Thompson. Esty for Boyle. First swing, Kathleen Boyle. Well gotten by Tingley, but they pass right on the net, and the Chargers can't do much with it. 6-2 Tommies for Ava Slip. Slip out of Fredericton. 20 service aces, 118.5 points, and parents looking on from just above. That's a little tape tickler for Slip that makes it over the net. Slip on serve again. Up by Alain. Over from Benoit. Slip. Esty. Back set. Big swing from Morgan Coy. Down the line, Esty was ready for that one. Boyle. Good swing, good get by LeBlanc. Woodworth in the middle for Legacy. Played back, Emma Harris gets the kill in the back corner. And an early timeout by Crandall. As I said off the top, spoke to Coach Zach Coldwell prior to this match. He said, hey, we think we can play with St. Thomas. We're pretty confident in our abilities. We played close with Mount A earlier in the season. We think we can play with Stu. Like our chances of earning our way into the playoffs, but no, we've got work to do. Find themselves down 6 in opening set, 6-2 to the Tommies. The last time out for these clubs, St. Thomas, as mentioned, played Mount A here last Sunday. They lost 3-2. They actually out-hit the Mounties 157 to 144. Chloe Palmer led Mount A. 23 kills, 362 percentage, a service ace, 2 block assists, and 23 points. Sarah Mason, 11 kills, 3 solo blocks, 14 points. Anna McCain had 38 assists. Tommy's Kathleen Boyle, 21 kills, 23 points. Callie Nadeau, 16 kills, 314, 4 service aces, 20.5 points. Was Ella Esty with 48 assists, and Morgan Coy, 18 digs. Timeout works, results in a service fault. And for Crandall, they lost 3-0 to Holland last Sunday. 3-6-4 to negative 0-7-7 on the attack side. Jenna O'Neill, 14 kills and 15 points. Abby McDonald, 9 kills, 14 points. Jamie Spencer, who had an awesome match, 12 kills, 458, and 14 points for Holland. And it was Charlie Benoit, 5 kills, 8 points. The highlight for Crandall. Watched that match this morning and getting ready for today's game. There's Boyle. Partially blocked. Big swing, and that's going to be a kill for Charlie Benoit. Callie Woodworth, the setter. In play. That one just makes it over the net. For the middle, Harris tipped over. On the attack, Legacy. Net violation, Stu. Down 2 at 8-6. That one gets up on Thompson, over to Boyle though, and Boyle with a miss hit, 8-7. Momentum has shifted since the timeout. On very much in favor of the Chargers. Boyle blocked, but down on the Crandall side, kept alive. Vision momentarily blocked there by some fans moving around, but that's okay. Up again, over from LeBlanc. Esty for Boyle, clean swing for Kathleen Boyle, gets that one down in front of Jolie Allaire. Here's Morgan Coy. Good serve from Coy. Woodworth with the set for Legacy. Coy lays out, can't quite get there. Set to the Tommy started to open up. Now is a tight one at 9-8, and here is Benoit. Another one off the tape and in. Tough ball for Nadeau. 9-9. Benoit again on serve. 31 service aces coming in today, and would have just picked up another one there. That one long from Benoit. We get that one off the heel of the hand a little bit. First sub, Mia Doucette checks in, and coming out is Charlie Benoit. Doucette wearing number 19. Kathleen Boyle on serve. Boyle tries Doucette right away. Woodworth, back set. I think that was Visser on the far side on that attack. Tommy's into the net, 10-10. Here's Haley Legacy, 4 service aces on the year, on serve. Boyle from the back row. A little something off. That's Visser on the attack, and that one going to contact the antenna on the way by. Here's Emma Harris. Big serve from Harris. Off a hand, girl run down by LeBlanc. Free from Woodworth. Esty goes on the attack with that left hand and picks the back corner. That time Harris a bit long on the serve. Harris out, Libero Thompson in. Up by Thompson for ST. That's Nadeau on the tip. Woodworth sets up a lamb, blocked. ST and Slip were there. I think ST gets that one. And it will be ST on the serve again. That one's into the net. I think that's 2 from ST. Both rotations have ended in a net serve from ST. Here's Charlie Benoit back in. Gallant to serve. Strong serve, that's up by Coy. In the middle, Slip on the tip. Punched over by Woodworth. Thompson, ST, back set. Clean swing from Callie Nadeau to that back corner cross. And now Nadeau with the Tommies up 2, 14-12. Another net serve for the Tommies. This brings Brianna Tingley. Thompson. ST Boyle. Good get. That's Visser on the way back over. And Boyle. Big swing that time from Boyle. Brianna Tingley stood in there, tried to get it, but couldn't quite get the arms in the right spot. Got that one up off the shoulder. Slip. Oh, that's backwards off the hands of Visser. Now free from Visser. Played up by Nadeau. Harris blocked. Harris up. And Boyle blocked. Slip is there. ST this time for Coy. Coy blocked. Harris got a piece. Well defended by Crandall that time. Blockers in exactly the right places. Haley Legacy gets that one, 15-14. And Woodworth will serve. Coy goes long, 15-15. That's Woodworth up by Boyle. Now Boyle blocked. Thompson got it back and right back to the Tommies. This time Thompson sets Coy. Coy on the tip. Well played up by Legacy. Free from LeBlanc. Set from the back row, Nadeau. A little bit of tape on the way by. LeBlanc was there. Woodworth up, Visser. Coy, ST, and Boyle. Off block, out of play, point Tommies. Mentioned the ACAAs are here. This is high-level volleyball. It's going to be the 27th, 28th of February, 1st of March are the finals. Tickets are available. GoTommies.ca, all your information. Ticketing, you can buy them because we're in the UNB facility. We'll use the UNB ticketing for the early ticket sales. So the ticketing link will direct you to UNB. Don't be alarmed by that. ACAA.ca, championships as well, all the information. Women's quarterfinals on the Friday, both semifinals, men's and women's Saturday, and both finals on the Sunday right here in the LB gym. There's Boyle off block again. That's going to make it 17-16 Tommies as Boyle will go back to serve. And a great video this week from Brooke Thompson on Tommy's social media looking for fans to come out to the Nationals. The conference tournament. Way ahead of myself thinking Nationals. You can only wish that we're Nationals here. The ACAAs is what I'm trying to say. Nationals next year, though, are at Holland College on, I think that was the women's side that was announced. One of the men's or women's Nationals at Holland. Sub in for the Tommies, Bronwyn Gillingham for Emma Harris. Gillingham, we see often as a service substitution for the Tommies. Gillingham on the swing, LeBlanc. Woodworth, blocked at the net that time. Tingley, Ava slip right there in the right place. And here's Gillingham again. Little words there from Coach Coldwell to the setter Woodworth. That time it's a great serve, and free coming back from Alain. Back set for slip. Great dive by Benoit. It's going to be a Tommy point. Tommy's back up 3 as we creep to the latter stages here of the first set. Key stop here for Crandall if they can get it. Up by LeBlanc. Woodworth. On the attack, Visser, Esty, Coy, Boyle. Up by Woodworth. And free coming back from Visser. Set up this time Nadeau. Nadeau, big swing. LeBlanc and Benoit both there. Now 21-17, 4-point gap. And timeout coming from Crandall. Trying to stop the Gillingham service run. Good to see the fine folks from the milk producers on the far side here again today. If you happen to catch on the far sideline, I'm not sure what you can see on the camera that the end of the Tommies are serving from currently. The table with the blue tablecloth over there and the blue banner, that is Canadian Milk Producers. Always involved in community and athletics. Pleased to have them along at this event. Looks like they might have some milk and possibly chocolate milk. My eyes aren't quite good enough to know. On offer over there. Out of the timeout, Gillingham will look to serve again. Lamb runs into that one, up by LeBlanc. Woodworth. And on the attack was Alain. Off block, Nadeau can't get quite enough of that one. 21-18, that was a big stop. Now Emma Visser out of Orwell Cove, PEI. What a beautiful spot in the island Orwell Cove is. That one taped over. Free from Thompson. LeBlanc. Woodworth. Back row, big swing that time is Benoit. That one through Brooke Thompson. Two-point contest for Visser. Up by Thompson. Esty. Nadeau. Off block, out of play. Nice by Nadeau to bail out of the big swing. Here comes Jenna Murphy. Murphy will come in for Ella Esty. So it'll be Murphy into the setter's position. Third year setter out of Middle Sackville, Nova Scotia. Alain too strong. No touch on the way by. Oh, called a touch. Official on the Chargers end said Tommy got a piece of that. Was looking the wrong direction. And now the scoreboard set in the correct way, 22-20. Scorers didn't think there was a touch either. That's the ever delightful Delaney down there working the scoreboard today. The members of the Tommies game day staff. Oh, another big block by Slip, but Crandall keeps it alive. Slip that time on the attack. LeBlanc is there. Now Benoit up by Thompson. Murphy sets Boyle in the back row. Clean kill, Kathleen Boyle. 23-20. Pretty much a must-have stop here for Crandall. And for the Tommies, it's Callie Nadeau, who would be pretty much the person the Tommies would want at the line in a key serving spot. As you can see there, Nadeau with the ace. Tough ball for Aland to handle. 4 set points for the Tommies. It's Nadeau. Another big serve. Woodworth, the back row, Alain. Through the block down on the Tommy side. 1 set point saved back in. Legacy for the Libero LeBlanc. Shout out if you are watching from Australia today. Or tomorrow morning, whichever it might be. Tommies take the first set. 25-21. I'll take just a quick break. See if I can get the stats fired up here. I'll give you a stat rundown in the middle of the set changeover. Just one moment. All right, looks like we've got stats that are working and complete. That first set, the Chargers, 34 attacks, 8 kills, 5 errors, and 088. The Tommies, 39 attacks, 13 kills, 6 errors, a 179. Assists 13-8 for Stu. Service aces 3-1 Tommies. Service errors 6-2 with Stu having more. Digs 19-18 Tommies. Blocks 3-1 Stu. Individual stats. Leading Crandall. Jolie Alain 3 kills and 5 digs. Emma Visser also adds 5 digs. Benoit Legacy 2 kills each. 7 assists for Woodworth. And for the Tommies, Kathleen Boyle, Callie Nadeau, both with 5 kills against 1 error. 9 assists for Ella Esty. 2 service aces for Nadeau. 7 digs, Morgan Coy already. And 3 total blocks for Ava Slip. That's your stats after an opening set. Chargers are on the court for set 2. And the back row, Legacy, Visser, Alain. Front row, Benoit, Woodworth, and Tingley. And LeBlanc in the Libero white. Tommies look as they did in set 1. Nadeau, Slip, Coy, Esty, Harris, and Boyle. And Thompson and McFadden in the Libero jerseys. Shout out to the Tommy faithful who are watching from away as well. Had a great chat with Coach Kolbitz before the game, and she said, you know, we have such a great group of parents. So many of them are local, but the ones away as well, also so important to the program. So shout outs to the LeBlancs, the Urbans, and the Alexas, who are out-of-towners for the Tommies. One in play. And trying to go down the net that time, Benoit. Can't get over 2-1 Stu for Kali Nadeau. Also a big happy birthday to Tommy's trainer Avery. Slip on the tip. Tried to go into the pod, and Crandall and Visser got a piece, but could not be kept alive. Here's Nadeau. Big swing that time for Benoit. Gets it in front of Nadeau. Three-two Tommies. Here's Brianna Tingley. Up by Thompson. That's SD. Boyle went for a push shot that time and sent the Molten into the net. Three for Tingley. Thompson. SD. Back row Nadeau. Went with the clean hit that time. That one punched way deep by Benoit. Benoit bailed out on the big swing and tried to just send that one over the Tommy defenders. Went a little long. Here is Ava Slip. Four. Slip goes out the back door with that one. For Callie Woodworth, third year out of Moncton. Back set Coy wide on the cross. No touch. And that's going to be 5-4 Crandall. I think that there might be their first lead of the match. I don't think they got in front in that first set. And they pick a corner that time with a clean ace, does Woodworth. 2-point lead for the Chargers. Another service ace, a little confusion on Team Tommy. Nadeau and Boyle, and now Ibero Thompson will chase that one. Up from Esty for Boyle. Off a block, up by Alain. Benoit off block, out of play. Little Chargers run here. Boyle tipped. Benoit. Woodworth. Back set for Visser. Esty is there. Thompson up for Coy. Coy just drops that one into the pot. LeBlanc. A big dive, but not quite able to reach that one. Ton of respect for anyone who puts on the Libero jersey. Sacrificing the body every play. Wide cross court from Benoit, point Tommies. Tommies now within 2. From the back row, Alain. SD sets up Coy from the back. Off the hands of Woodworth. 8-7. And it'll be Coy. Serve again. Morgan Coy, 15 service aces. Over 100 points in the first season for Coy. The communication here between the coach, the captain, Alain, and the lead official. That one goes long. It's going to be Coy out and Jenna Murphy in. This will probably move Ella Esty into an attacking position with Murphy as the setter. Yes, it will. Thompson up for Esty, and Esty with a nice swing there. Great get by Benoit. Up again for Esty on the swing. Another get by Benoit. Woodworth. And out of the middle, it's Legacy through the hands of Brooke Thompson. Here's Benoit on the serve for Boyle. Set for Boyle. Boyle off block. LeBlanc is there. Now Visser on the attack. Up by Nadeau. Esty on the set, but it's... Oh, you don't see that often, that ball that drifts over. Finds its way right to the floor like that. Crandall unable to get a touch on a pass that drifted long. Down 2, Boyle on the serve. Woodworth up out of the middle for Legacy. Free from Esty. Great get by Boyle. Man, that one off the net. Too many hits. What effort from Kathleen Boyle. Set off the opening. She will undoubtedly have MVP consideration. Plays both sides of the ball, and efforts like that are just unbelievable from Boyle. Swing again from Esty. Esty, a time picks back corner cross, 10-10. These teams will be back at it same time tomorrow. Boyle again. That one is going to be a clean ace, as Benoit and LeBlanc let that one drop, and the late top spin brought that down. Mia Doucette in for Charlie Benoit. That one just out. (11-11) for Haley Legacy. Murphy that time sets Esty, and Esty got it down on the Chargers side. I think off block on the way through. Ava Slip in for the Libero Thompson. Emma Harris. Blocked that time, kept up by Alain. On the attack, Tingley. Nadeau answers, and Nadeau gets the back corner. (13-11), Emma Harris. Harris with the touch. Murphy might have had a better angle on that, but Harris was not taking a chance. That's going to be a point for Crandall. Now down 13-12, Emma Visser will serve. And Visser just long. Comes Macy Urban out of Winnipeg. Sub in for Ella Esty. Urban, 10 service aces, 52 points. And that's a tape shot from Urban. I always think that's tough to do, to come right off the bench back to the service position as much as you practice serve. I mean, after sitting on the bench for a set and a half and look to get a clean serve without any previous touch. Nadeau, big swing up by Alain. Woodworth, Benoit. Benoit off block and down, 14-14. Alain, Nadeau. Murphy, slip off block. Thompson there. Oh, good rally and almost from Emma Visser back over the net. Quick reactions from both clubs to keep the ball alive. Nadeau, that one just grazed the tape on the way by. Slip again there for the block. Boyle off block down. Tingley got a piece. 16-14. Again for Nadeau. Off the side of the hand of Jolie Alain. This goes point Tommies. Look for the possibility of a Charger timeout. And that one is point Tommies. There it is, timeout. (18-14) Tommies. Can tell you that these teams have played, and I probably should have done this in the first set once before. Was back on November 16th at Crandall, 3-0 Tommies. Tommies out hit the Chargers 229 to 059. Kathleen Boyle, 11 kills, a service ace, 14.5 points. Ella Esty, 28 assists and 9 points. Charlie Benoit had 12 kills and 12.5 points, and Callie Woodworth, 21 assists. Which makes me pretty sure that just my notes on my sheet have Woodworth down as an outside hitter, when I'm pretty sure Woodworth has been the setter consistently for Crandall. Let's see if the timeout broke the momentum of the server. Good clean serve there. That's tipped over by Tingley. Murphy for Boyle. Boyle. We point Tommy, net violation. Another good strong serve. Alain up. Benoit on the attack. Tommy's there on the block. Oh, and confusion between LeBlanc and Visser as to who was playing the second hit. 20-14 Tommies. 2 straight points out of the timeout with Nadeau at the service line. That one just long, 2 hairs and some air, as Bob Ross would say. Up by Thompson on the Tingley serve, slip on the swing. Up by Visser, long run for Woodworth. Visser now from the back. Thompson is there. Murphy at the net. Oh, and it just sneaks over. Murphy is going to be free here from Urban. Up by Visser. Woodworth tries the sneak and it's going to be out off Boyle. Smart play, Callie Woodworth. On really what was, I'll say, an off-kilter point. One that got over the net and caused a bit of a scramble. Thompson, slip, Boyle. That one definitely touched on the way by. Point Tommies. Harris in for Thompson as Ava Slip rotates back to serve. That one's another tape shot. 21-17. Slip out, Thompson in. And Callie Woodworth on serve. Boyle's tip, no good, but touched at the net by Crandall. Boyle on the attack again. Antenna that time on Boyle's shot. Woodworth. Murphy. Oh, and the sneak that time into the pot. LeBlanc and Woodworth both on the dive. It's going to send Jenna Murphy back to serve. Tommy's +4. Latter stage is set 2. That one from Murphy. She's looking to pick that back corner a little bit long. 22-19. Good thought from Murphy. And now Benoit. Thompson, Murphy for Boyle. Clean kill for Kathleen Boyle. And that will be Boyle in service rotation. Tommy's 2 points away from taking the second set, 23-19. Up by Benoit, Woodworth, and Alain. Big swing Alain. Thompson is there. Now Nadeau down the line. And another timeout here from the Chargers, down 5. And the Tommies sitting on 5 set points. Other action this afternoon in the association. It is UNBSJ at Dow and Holland at MSVU. Tomorrow, St. Anne at Holland. So that St. Anne team, I'm sure, will be on the island before the Holland College team is, because I believe the men play there today, and they'd likely be traveling together. So St. Anne at Holland tomorrow, UNBSJ at MSVU, and Dal AC at UKC. All these matches have big implications on standings. Tommies in the thick of it here with 4 to go. They're 1 win out of first, and they'll draw even with in matches. They can draw even in wins today with Mount Allison and would take over first place with a win. Hot on their heels, though. UNBSJ 11-4 with a game in hand, and Holland at 10-6. So the Tommies far from assured of a first round bye. Definitely looking really good for a playoff spot at this point in time. Urban off block point Stu. And of course the Tommies, they finish up Crandall here, their last home game, and then 2 on the road at UNBSJ, who, as mentioned, hot on their heels. SJ with a match in hand on the Tommies and the same number of losses. Tommies close out the set. In that second set, the Chargers 6 kills, 5 errors, 28 attacks. 0-3-6, the Tommies 14 kills, 4 errors, 31 attacks. That's a 3-23. Overall, the Chargers 62 attacks, 14 kills, 10 errors. And 0-6-5, the Tommies 70 attacks, 27 kills, 10 errors, a 2-4-3. Assist 27-14, STU. Service aces 6-3, STU. Serve errors 13-4 with the Tommies having the 13. Digs 33-29 Tommies. Blocks 3-1 STU. And individual stats. The Chargers led by Benoit with 5 kills and Legacy 3 each. 12 assists for Woodworth. 2 service aces for Woodworth. 8 digs by Visser, 7 by Alain. And 1 total block by Benoit. For the Tommies, Boyle, 9 kills, Nadeau 7. Esty with 4. 11 assists for Ella Esty. 4 service aces, Kali Nadeau. 8 digs, Morgan Coy. 6 each, Brooke Thompson, Kali Nadeau, and Ava Slip with 3 total blocks. Your stat leaders through 2 sets at the Tommies up 2. And this should be a really desperate Charger team. As Coach Coldwell said before the game, we think we need to win 4 out of 5 to give us a chance at getting into the playoffs. And this would be the first of the 5 here, down 2 sets. And needing this set to keep alive, it's Benoit into the net. 1-0 Tommies, Nadeau on serve again. Nadeau finds the net that time. 1-1. Jolie Alain will serve. Shout out to the fine folks of the Miramichi. Always one of my favorite places in the province to visit. Got a few. Miramichi never really disappoints, and outstanding athletic history in Miramichi and awesome supporters of athletics. Free from slip. LeBlanc, Woodworth, and Benoit. Well read. Oh no, that one called in. Say well read by Thompson. It looked wide from here, but line judge right on the line. We'll trust his eyes that are younger and closer than mine. Thompson, Esty. In the back, Nadeau. High up from Woodworth. LeBlanc, Benoit. LeBlanc on the dive. Both teams, I should say, starting this third set, look pretty much as they did the whole entire match here. It's the Tommies, Slip, Nadeau, Esty, Harris, Boyle, and Urban. Off block that time. And in. Tingley, Woodworth, Benoit, Alain, Visser, LeBlanc. Oh, it's going to be called. It's like a violation there, change. I was busy checking out who was on the court, and something happened to change the scoring. Guess I got to pay attention to the officials a little bit more. Sorry, folks. 3-2 Tommies. Harris blocked. Harris with a touch. Up and free from Esty. That was a great get by Nadeau on touch number 2. That time, Tingley down off the Harris block. 3-3 for Brianna Tingley. Tough first pass from Nadeau. Esty A long run, couldn't really do much with it. So much of this game does revolve around quality at that first hit. And there's Thompson free from Boyle. Woodworth backs at Visser, blocked by Boyle. Oh, what great get by Alain. Free, there is Urban. Back set, and now it is Coy. Urban with free, and that's going to be a double hit on Macy Urban. 5-3 for Brianna Tingley. Reminder again, the tickets for the ACAAs are on sale. Go tommies.ca and acaa.ca and go to championships there. Boyle with the kill. And find out all your information about the championships that are here in a few weeks' time. Look forward to being on the call. And if you do come to town for that, and you find us in a down moment between matches and whatnot, feel free to come say hello. Wherever you're coming from. Nice set by Woodworth. Boyle on the swing, up by LeBlanc. Woodworth. And therefore the swing is Legacy, and that's Esty going on the attack for a kill. Boyle up by Visser, Woodworth, Benoit. Nice clean kill across court. One was place over pace for Benoit. Great effort by the Tommies. Try to keep that one alive, but it does go point Chargers. 8-5. Chargers need this set. Thompson. Esty. Nadeau. Big swing. LeBlanc was there. Woodworth from the back. Benoit. That's up by Urban. And now Boyle from the back. LeBlanc ready for that again. Legacy up by Thompson. Bit of a party ball there for Legacy. Tommies were up for it. Nadeau on the tip. Great rally here. Visser on the attack. Had me fooled to where that ball was going. Woodworth, that time's Benoit. And that is long. Slip in Harris to serve. Benoit out, and here is the Doucette in. We've seen this substitution pattern pretty regularly here from Coach Zach. LeBlanc up, Woodworth, and Alain up by Esty, free from Boyle. Woodworth, Legacy on the tip. Up from Esty, and the Tommies can't run underneath that one. Good hustle by Kathleen Boyle, and good decision not to sacrifice body into the scorer's table at this point in the season for that particular point. Up by Nadeau, Esty, Nadeau. Off the hand of Doucette. That was the big swing from Nadeau. Esty. Doucette jumped in front. Slip. Esty. And Urban into the tape. Point for the Chargers. Always good to see Murph around with a camera. Always know there's a important Tommy athletic event happening when you see that man right there around. Here's Nadeau. Tommy's down 2. On the attack that time, Alain. Out of bounds, point Tommy's. Nadeau, nice swing. Up by LeBlanc. Oh, big swing there out of the middle, but slip was there. That was Tingley. Set up now for slip, goes with the tip. Visser was ready for it. Alain down the line, and Esty ready for that one. Thompson for Urban. Oh, great rally here. Nice move by Doucette. Free from LeBlanc, up from Thompson. Esty for Boyle. Boyle off block. And Urban was there. Boyle again winds up that time. Going cross but long. Great rally there. Both clubs. Some good reactions on the way. And back in is Benoit in for Doucette. Alain will serve. Gives one back to the Tommies. Harrison for Thompson. Here is Ava Slip to set for Stu. Great to watch the growth of the second-year middle Slip over the last couple of years. Tough angle free, and party ball for Boyle, who just goes with the tip. (11-11), Ava Slip. Nadeau plays it over free. Woodworth on the set. The back row, Alain is just long. Wow, that was close. Well executed by Crandall that time. And that one just a shade long. LeBlanc, Benoit. Up by Slip. Esty. Urban blocked. Urban with a touch. Free from Slip. Visser, Woodworth, and Benoit blocked. Up by LeBlanc. Oh, and that time a little confusion. Benoit and Tingley, I think each thought the other was going to play the ball. And it falls to the floor. Slip. Now Benoit on the attack. Up by Boyle. Set up for Urban. Urban, big swing. Macy Urban reaching for the mustard that time. 14-11 Tommies. Timeout Chargers. They're down 3 here in set 3. Thanks again to all the Tommy sponsors. You can see the banners around the gym here of all the sponsors, this being Senior Day and Alumni Day here for Stu. I think it's Youth Jersey Day tomorrow, if I've got my dates right at all. Check out gotommies.ca to find that out for sure. I think the deal is Youth Jersey Day, and if you're in your youth jersey, you're admitted for free. I believe that's tomorrow. Should know those things. Here is Slip. Surfer slip up for LeBlanc. And a big swing that time. Oh, kept alive by slip. Free from Nadeau. Up LeBlanc, Woodworth, Benoit. Benoit cross court and in, but oh, I thought we had a opposing hand signal there from one of the officials. And that one eats up Nadeau. 14-12 Tommies for Tingley. Brianna Tingley, nice swing. Thompson is there. Here's Boyle on the attack. Tip by Legacy. Urban was there. Set for the back row, and Nadeau finds the tape. Tied at 14 for Brianna Tingley again. That one up by Nadeau. Harris blocked by Legacy. 15-14 Chargers. I don't think we've seen a Tommy's timeout yet here all afternoon. You're not going to see one quite yet either. That's 15-15 as the serve from Brianna Tingley goes into the net. Swing that time, Alain. Tommy's up for it. Now Boyle. Cross court too long. 16-15 Chargers. 15th ranked Tommies would like to leave no doubt in this one. They would like to not go to a fourth set. Boyle off block out of play. 16-16. Same school's men's squads be in action 4 o'clock. Right here on Tommy's TV. Tipped over. Thompson somehow got under that. Free from Boyle. Ready to call that a point, and Thompson between the layers of wax on the floor to keep it alive. There's Morgan Coy. Attack into the net. 16-16 for Charlie Benoit. Benoit got a little piece of the tape. Boyle was ready. Nadeau on the tip, off the block and down. 17-16 Stu. Here's Gillingham. The sub we've seen the other way here has been Doucette in for Benoit. And let's see if Gillingham tries Benoit here on the serve. Instead, it's for LeBlanc. Benoit from the back row on the attack. Good decision that time. Well distributed. And here comes Tingley in for LeBlanc. There is Nadeau, that one down off the hands. Point Tommies. Jenna Murphy in for Ella Esty. Little handshake there from Brooke Thompson on the way back to serve. And once again, shout out to the parents of Brooke Thompson. Brooke once again, Clover said, "Can you please say once again hello to my parents." So hello to the Thompson family. Always, always Enjoy watching Brooke, just an absolute hustler out there and plays really the unsung position of Libero. Off block, going to be tied at 19. Late stages here of set number 3 for Visser. Up by Boyle. Oh, good hustle by Coy. Alain, miss hit. It'll be 2019 Tommies. For Kali Nadeau. Up by Visser, Woodworth. In the middle, that's tipped by Tingley. Boyle, big swing, 21-19. Tommy's up 2. Got to have stops here if you're Crandall. Nadeau. LeBlanc. Woodworth. A last slip cup of the live, free from Thompson, but out of play. Up by Boyle, out of the middle, slip. 22-20. Harris in for Gillingham. Reverse of the substitution we saw earlier as Ava Slip is on to serve. LeBlanc, Woodworth. That was Benoit going down the line. And we've got double hit called on the Tommies. Murphy. Here is Tingley again. Timeout taken. I think this one was for Stu. And as a reminder, as we get towards the latter stages of this one, same two teams tomorrow, same time, 2 o'clock. Get yourself here to the LB Gym. If you can, it'll be the final Tommies home game of the regular season. They will go on the road Valentine's weekend, the 14th and 15th at SJ to wrap up their season. The Chargers, the 14th versus here tomorrow, the 14th versus Mount A, the 15th versus St. Anne, and the 20th versus Mount A. So we got St. Anne in the middle of a Mount A sandwich. Finish up the season, do the Chargers after this weekend. It'll be Anna LeBlanc, number 9, in and serving. That one played by Thompson. Murphy. That's Coy, blocked. Coy keeps it alive. Murphy, back row Nadeau on the tip. Free ball. Murphy on the tip, got it over, but called a net violation on Murphy reaching. 22-22. And LeBlanc will serve again. Up by Thompson. Murphy. Boyle. Oh, back, and Harris punches it over. Benoit off block, and that one in. Tommy point, 23-22. Big point there. And Anna LeBlanc out. Brianna Tingley back in. And Tingley out in favor of the Libero Amy LeBlanc. For Morgan Coy. Strong serve by Coy. Up by Visser. Legacy on the touch. Murphy. Thompson. Boyle. Clean kill. 2 match points here for STU. Timeout Chargers. Smoke them if you got them. Time for Crandall. Must have point. As much of a regroup, rest up, be ready timeout as anything for Crandall. Tommy's the same opportunity. Must have point for the Chargers. Down 2 sets and down 2 match points. Murphy out and SD back in. So SD in the setter's pivot for STU. Coy on serve. Chargers must have point. And there it is, the Tommies on the match. That pass drifted too close to the net, and Benoit could not do anything with it. Tommies in straight sets over the Crandall Chargers. Makes the Chargers road ahead real tough. Coach Coldwell said, hey, we think we need to win 4 of 5. You drop the first one, means needing to win 4 of 4. Another one against the Tommies, 2 against Mount A, and 1 against the St. Anne remaining, as Crandall drops to 6 and 10. The Tommies, they move to 13 and 4, and with that they will leapfrog Mount A by virtue of having 1 less loss. They'll be in front of the ACAA by percentage points. Mount A off this weekend. They've got singles left against these Chargers only. So the Tommies move to first place in the conference, 13 and 4, followed closely by Mount Allison. Crandall drops to 6 and 10. Big battles ahead for the Chargers if they want to make the playoffs. Thanks for watching this women's action. We've got men's coming up for everyone here at St. Thomas, including the always amazing Allison in the producer's chair. I'm Bill Gibson. Come on back in about 35 for the men's action. You're going to have to switch the stream for that. See you there and then.